All right, this is the video for Math Models Unit 1, Lesson 2. There is quite a bit packed into one lesson with this Lesson 2, so I'm going to kind of focus on just helping you know what to do in each type of problem, because what they've done is kind of just put a bunch of different types of word problems, and they want you to kind of work through the different strategies for solving those types of problems. I'm going to be using the Desmos calculator, and I'll put the link to this in the video description. But kind of what I want to mainly do is just kind of talk through what you need to be doing for each of these. So a lot of this is going to just be kind of reading carefully and understanding what some key words mean. So I'm just going to walk through each problem. I'm not going to show you how to do it all the way to the end, but I'm going to get you started on each one. So first problem, Tom needs to rent tables for a family reunion. There will be 105 people attending. Each table seats 8 people. How many does he need to rent? The key word here is each. Whenever you see each, you're going to be dividing. So you need to be dividing the number of people by the number of seats at each table, and that will get you the answer. So I'm going to post a list of each of these kind of translations of words to math. So like each being division, I'll post that on the notes, the class notes. So just look for that. All right. Let's go to the next one. Tom surveyed 105 family members and found that 4/5 or 4 out of 5 of them have pets. How many family members have pets? Keyword here is of. Of is a word for multiplication. So we're going to be multiplying the number of family members times this fraction. And just so you're aware, in Desmos, if you want to type a fraction like 4/5, you're going to do 4 divided by 5. And you'll notice when I did divided, the calculator automatically did this into a fraction. And then, of course, the answer is over here in a decimal form, but then you'd be multiplying that to multiply times whatever you need to multiply. And so you guys can do that yourselves. All right. A bricklayer is able to set 2.5 bricks in 1 minute. How many bricks can he set in 8 hours? There's not really any key words here. It's more of a concept. You hopefully can understand you're trying to go from 1 minute to 8 hours. So you're going to be multiplying to get from a minute to 8 hours. So you need to I would say go from minutes to hours to 8 hours. So in other words, how many minutes are there in 1 hour, right? There's 60 minutes in an hour, right? So you're going to multiply times 60 and then again by 8 in order to get the total. All right. Pretty straightforward. Jan spent $99.99 for a comforter set, and then there's more prices. How much total did she spend? And of course, the key word there is total. Total is a word for addition. So you're going to be adding in this problem. Again, I think you guys will be fine to actually do the work. I just want to make sure you know what you're needing to do for each problem. Molly bought a recliner on sale for 1/3 off. Okay, so this 1/3 off means that we are multiplying and subtracting. In other words, we're going to multiply the 1/3 times the price, and then we're going to take that and we're going to subtract the answer that we got from the original. So first multiply the total times 1/3 and then go from there. You might be fine on these. So if this is not helpful to you, feel free to just go do what you can yourself. These next two, I'm not going to say much about. You have a formula, you have dimensions, you need to plug those in. Same thing here. Okay. So, I will say on this one, you have the word per. Per means multiplication. Okay. So that's pretty straightforward. Which is better, 36 or $3.32 or $9.91. So 4 is kind of like each, so you need to divide. This is like dividing. So you're going to divide the price times the number of cans. Price divided by number of cans. And then see how much each can costs. That's what you'll be finding, and then you compare. Which is a better buy would be, which is cheaper. The recipe makes twice the amount of food you need, so reduce the ingredients by 1/2. Very straightforward. When it says reduce by 1/2 means multiply times 1/2. So you need to multiply everything by 1/2. 2 times 1/2, 2 times 1/2, 1/2 times 1/2, 1, right? Each of these needs to be multiplied times 1/2. So if you just multiply each of those numbers times 1/2, and the answer you get will go in these blanks. Very straightforward. All right. The rest, not the rest, but the next few are all about like pay. I think it might be all the rest of them. Yeah, most of them. And so a lot of these are pretty straightforward. You're just multiplying the hours worked times the pay. So for instance, one day at $8.75 per hour. Well, in one day I work 8 hours, so I need to multiply times 8 to get the total pay. Next one, biweekly. Biweekly means every 2 weeks. So how much do I get paid every 2 weeks? Well, every 2 weeks I get 80 hours. 80 hours times that gives me the total pay. Same deal. How much do you get hourly? Well, here I'm making this amount every 4 hours. So divide that by 4 to find the hourly pay. You're dividing in that one. Again, same idea. 620 a week. You make 40 hours a week. So divide that by 40 to find out the hourly. Number 14, Randy earns $12.74 per hour. Estimate his overtime rate. Overtime, it tells you right here, 1.5 times. So you multiply times 1.5 this number to find out the hourly rate for overtime. Remember, overtime, you get paid more than your normal rate. This is more complicated, sort of. Amy earns $9.25 an hour, and then it tells you how much she worked. So how many hours of overtime did she work? Once she crosses 40, she's in overtime. So add them up. If it's more than 40, how many more than 40? That's what goes here. How many more than 40? And then what was her week's pay? To find that, 2 steps. Multiply the 40 times her pay. Then add whatever the overtime is, whatever went there, times the overtime pay. Remember, overtime pay is her pay times 1.5. Notice there's 2 different multiplication going on there. So that little formula right there, I tell you how to do that. Jose wraps packages. He's paid $8.75 an hour plus 2 for each package. How many packages must be wrapped in a 40-hour work week to earn $600? First things first, how much does he make in 40 hours? 40 hours times his pay. Then you need to subtract that from 600. That's going to tell you 600 minus his pay is going to tell you how many package or how much he needs to make for packages. This is what we'll call the package pay. Once you get the package pay, divide it by $2 because you get $2 per package. So that will tell you the number of packages. All right. Keep moving. There's a lot of questions on this one. Commission is based on a percentage of sales. Nia sells cars and earns 4% commission on each car or truck sold. How much will Nia earn if she sells 4 trucks for $18,434 each? First things first, 4 means multiply. So multiply that and get the total. That's how much she sold. Total sales. And then we know that the 4% commission means that for all of those sales, Nia gets 4%. So I'm going to jump to another tab real quick so you can see, how do I convert from decimal to percent or percent to decimal? Well, if I know the percent, I move the decimal place 2 places to the left, or in other words, divide by 100. So in other words, this becomes 0.345. 75 becomes 0.75. You get the idea. So you need to do that first. Once you do that, you're going to multiply that percentage, 4%, times the total sales. Because percents are almost always a multiplication situation. So you do 4%. Again, you need to convert that into a decimal times the total sales. Martin is a manager at a restaurant. He received straight commission on 8% food sales. What were his March earnings if the restaurant sold $31,000? No, nothing else to say here. It's just like the last problem. There's how much food they sold. This is how much he makes, 8%. 8% times the total. Car is advertised at $288 per month for 72 months. What's the cost of the car? More of the same. Per month times months. Multiplication. Very much common sense. A pair of jeans is on sale for 25% off. Remember, that means multiply and then subtract the original price. So you do multiply 25%, again, convert it to decimal, multiply 25% times the price, and then subtract that from the price. Whatever you get, subtract that from the price. And that's how much you will, oh, no, there's more. Then you do 100 minus the final price. All right, and that is it. All right, I know that was a lot. I tried to move pretty quickly, so I don't want to waste your time, especially if you get all of this. But go and do those problems, and we'll be on with the next video here soon.